Hi guys, so we have made this video in regards to something that we have just recently been through together. And we decided to make a video out of this, a long YouTube video out of this, and you may have been brought here from our TikTok accounts, the multiple ones that we have posted the link to this. And this is in discussion of online accusations, bullying, and what happens when you accuse people without actual factual evidence and cancel culture. So in 2020, I had a large mental health channel on TikTok. It was called Eric B. Zink. And I shared about mental health and addiction. And in September of 2020...
You had your Driven Industries,
Yep.
your nonprofit?
I had my nonprofit, Driven Industries. I had a large Discord community with 40,000 adults in it. I had a teen Discord with about 20,000 teens in it. I was giving
employees that work for you ran these Discords.
Employees. I was giving out my phone number every single day. Videos with millions and millions of views. Just a ton of text messages and stuff coming in, just a lot. It consumed my life. And in September of 2020, I woke up one morning to finding out that I was being accused of being a pedophile and a groomer. And these are the two words I don't think that you ever accuse anyone, unless you have factual evidence of being.
No, and how easy it is for them to just throw out that word and people be like, oh! No.
Yeah, just using
just
using the term pedophile and groomer, you think that no one would ever say these words about somebody unless it was proven.
So it must be true.
So it has to be true. Unfortunately, it doesn't have to be true, and people can say whatever they want. So I went through a massive cancel culture with a couple different creators getting on board, doing videos on me using pretty much the same content. And it broke me. It mentally destroyed me. I literally thought I was going insane.
You lost.
I lost everything.
I
literally lost it all.
And your employees that worked for you that then took it upon themselves to steal everything.
One of my employees who worked for me, who is still a major part of actually always trying to keep this revived in life.
You can say her
Jennifer Malloy. She lives in the United Kingdom. She goes by Jiffy on different social medias. She was one of my
obsessed with you.
She was one of my three admin. The other two admin I'm actually good friends with, and they stood beside me through all this. But she took it upon herself to.
That's the other thing that I don't think people realize. Everyone's like, see, everyone turned on him, but you had more people helping and supporting you than you did that turned on you.
Mm-hmm. They did, and the worst thing of it all, though, what made me truly just mentally kind of lose it was the fact of being accused of something as horrific as a pedophile and a groomer. And I went to the police September 24th of 2020 at like 9 a.m. And I went and I have a police report actually that was created around this.
I think it's 8:31 a.m.
8:31 a.m. I was there at literally the police station with my laptop, everything I had, because my mentality was, at least this is messed up in the head that this had all made me. I did believe in what's right is right. And so I turned over my laptop and my phone to the police for them to be able to go through. And I told them exactly, I was being accused of being a pedophile and groomer. Here's everything. And if I've done something wrong,
and then you showed them the text messages that you were getting and the videos that people were starting to make.
I was. And so we'll have it shown up here on the screen of what the police report is. There is some stuff that is blocked out because my phone number is there. And one of the things I have done is promised to never show my phone number again online. So it is one of those that I don't show my phone number online, and I don't respond to any text messages anymore. Yeah. But ultimately,
and if people get mad at you if you don't respond.
They do. And so I'm going to have this actually blown up, and you can see the clip. But at the very bottom, I think, is the key, and it says
none of which to appear to be a form of solicitation of a minor. So
I have a clean criminal record. If you buy the online services and stuff and you look up Eric B. Zink, my birthday's 8/17/80, you'll see that I have no criminal record.
You have a speeding ticket?
I do, actually. That one does show like 2019. Also, if you look onto Megan's Law, which is for, if you don't understand what Megan's Law is, if you are a registered convicted sex offender, pedophile, any of this that is truly convicted, you are required by law to register on Megan's Law. So you can search me on Megan's Law. I don't appear. I have never been any of what I was accused of. And I addressed this all back in the day, and finally emotionally got the help I needed, went through a divorce, moved, put my life back together, literally hit the reset button on my life. I even kept up the Eric B. Zink account for a long time.
Yeah.
It was actually removed in April.
People think it was removed because of all of this, but it literally was removed because he mentioned OnlyFans once, it got in trouble, and then because you showed a bottle of Adderall.
It was actually removed, so it was permanently deleted at 1.9,322,000. I actually had that memory burned into my head. And it was deleted in April of 2022.
Yeah, so not in 2020.
Not in 2020. This account was around still for a very long time. And I was glad actually that it got deleted. It was a restart of my life. I created it was called the official Eric B. Zink. Now it's the Mr. Impulsive, where I still do a lot with mental health. And some of the things that you'll notice is I don't interact with a lot of the comments. I share a lot of the same kind of content, but I'm very from a distance, and it's still a passion of mine to share. This all faded away. I met Candice, have had a great job, and this all essentially faded. And do you remember what happened when you went down a little bit of a rabbit hole?
Yeah, so when I first met Eric, I mean, I knew that he had the TikTok, and I kind of looked into it, and obviously I did my research, but I actually did my research because I said, there's no way. I just don't believe this. And every time I would watch those videos, I was like, yeah, but this isn't like actual factual information. And he had shown me his stuff, he had shown me police reports, and we had gone through it, and I was just like, yeah, there was no way that, and I had also seen the other side of like the people stealing his businesses and the text messages he'd received from them, and like just the cattiness of it all, and I was like, this is bullshit. So I knew pretty quickly. I mean, even the stuff that I saw on the internet, you could tell so many of the text messages and the one major video that was out there that was like pieced together, like the conversation doesn't even make sense, which I was like, how are people this dumb? But I think what people didn't like, I try to look at it with like open-mindedness, and I was like, and Eric and I weren't dating. I was like, oh, I'm so in love with him. Eric and I were literally just friends. Yeah. Like we were both still like legally married when we met. So we were just friends, and so I wasn't in a position that I was like, oh, I'm going to be heartbroken if I lose this person. I don't think people realize that either. It wasn't. No,
you could have walked away.
Yeah, I had literally just met you.
We were both going through divorces. I
literally just met you. It wasn't like I was like, I need you. No. Yeah, and so I really did my research, and I looked at it, and you can really tell it's in the conversations. But it was that so many people jumped on this bandwagon. They're like, oh, yep, this is what he is. This is what he is. And if you watch these videos, it's like the same clip over and over again.
And it's cut clips with no context.
And there's even a couple of the clips that don't even have your name on them and isn't him. And people were just so obsessed with just like jumping on this bandwagon. And I was just like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And then I started watching some of like the people like, what's Jiffy?
Jiffy Malloy.
Yeah,
Jennifer Malloy, yeah.
And like some of the other, like there were some creators out there that had made like, and not even like the big creators, but like your little employees. And I just started seeing, and then I started seeing that they had stolen like his URL, and they had like, I actually helped you fight to get your URL back. They had stolen like so much of his company, and even some of them still have like that warrior fam, and they're still like pretend that this was like their thing. I don't know. I just saw the other side of it. And like, as Eric's friend, even at the time, I was like, this is like the dumbest shit. Like, I felt so bad for him. Yeah. Mind you, I also like explained all this even to like my ex-husband and, people in my life, because I wanted them to know the truth. And I had the police reports.
And people don't even realize what you've been through in your life, that this is a major red flag because of what you went
I've been through a sexual assault. I was sexually assaulted while my 3-year-old slept in the room next to me. My attacker is serving 30 years in prison. I have done nothing but try to protect my children from anything. And I would never, ever put my children in a position of somebody who I thought was even remotely inappropriate or any sort of way. Especially in the beginning. I mean, my kids weren't even around you for a long time. You didn't even meet my son for almost
a year, because like we were just
friends. And I was like, there's no reason to like be putting my you know what I mean, until we just started to actually like, hey, like kind of started turning things into a different situation, like dating and stuff is when it, but this was after a very long time or a very long time, but like it was like 9 months 10 months, like it was 10 months that you met my kids. So
So it was a process, and this was something that I'd went through, and it all faded away because just like with incorrect information.
I never had a single person reach out to me. I think I bickered back at a couple of your comments. People would be like, oh, girl, you don't even, meh. And I would be like, I'd get heated. Eric would be like, don't get heated. Don't argue with crazy. Like, yes, it's not.
Don't argue. Because it just faded away. Because the thing that nobody took into account and realized, whether you agree with what you see on like CNN or any of the news stations out there or any of the publications like, you know, the New York Times or any of that, if you ever looked at these magazines or these newspapers or you looked at these news stations, if there's a big TikTok creator, they do actually report news on TikTok creators because it is a large social media platform. At 1.9 million followers, if there was truly something there, these news stations would have found a story in it.
People were like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. People trying even to contact news stations and they're like, no. Well, not when there was like police report. They're like, no, there is nothing here. And then the original creator that made the video.
So the original creator, so this all essentially dies down and goes away, and
because there was nothing else to share. It was like that they just had that one video and that one video, and then it was like,
and it died. And it went away.
There's still people out there that are pretty obsessed with you, though. Which is very. You've been renting space in these people's brains for.
Very scary. I hope that they get the help that they need for a very long time. But when it came down to it all, we moved on, and our life went on, and we have a beautiful house, and it got to the point that, you know, we ended up getting into the swinger lifestyle together. You created an app, and she is the founder. We moved on with our life.
There was no, it wasn't affecting our lives. Everybody in our lives that mattered, not trolls on the internet, but everybody in our life, our families, our jobs, they know the truth and have seen the truth and are like, and they feel bad for Eric. I mean, there's a lot of people that he had behind him. We have a very large team of people behind us. And so it wasn't even really, we're like, this is stupid. I mean, maybe it was always in the back of our mind that it could resurface.
But I never really thought it would resurface at this point because I thought people were intelligent enough. And I'm not putting anyone down, but just even how I am. I thought they were intelligent enough to go, okay, he's shown at different areas his police report. But like, if this guy really was this, there's going to be a criminal record behind him.
No one even did any research.
And no one did any research
the police report numbers were out there.
It's public information.
It's all public information.
And so everyone get an email to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, even the large creator, she goes by Creepshow Art Shannon. She's still... Campbell. She's still, her TikTok is actually still out there. I just searched it recently.
Has she posted?
Oh no, she hasn't posted since 6/21 of like 21 or something like that. She was, her YouTube channel was huge. It was like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And if you know anything about YouTube, that's a large creator. Is actually removed. It's gone. It's vanished. It's been deleted.
Because she was proven to be a liar.
A liar, transphobe, multiple race. It was bad, and a lot of people out there knew about this. So that even got removed, and that was the whole video that started everything, and everyone kind of used her video to piggyback because there was no other information.
New videos. All these creators say that they're YouTube creaters.
Yeah,
and using someone else's video.
And it was literally her video, and it was like repeated the same thing, just different people trying to put in their own input. There was nothing new.
And there was even a doctor that got involved.
Yeah, there's a doctor, bearded, dreaded behemoth, and this shows you the extent of what factual proof does. Is if you look up dreaded behemoth on TikTok, he has about almost 800,000 followers on TikTok. He was served a cease and desist letter, but to show you what facts do, his videos, he had 5 of them about me, are all removed.
As of this morning.
High five. So all this moved on. I mean, we went on with our life. You created Unicorn Landing. We moved on with our life, and
we travel around. We do events. We meet people. You have a good life. It's never even been. And we have shared it with a few friends. Like we're like, oh my god, do you know what Eric went through?
Oh yeah.
We know the truth.
I'm open.
It's not like we're trying to hide it. I mean, you can ask people that know us directly that we've like hung out with and met in person. We've shared this. And we're like, oh my god, you know what Eric went through? It's like we're trying to sneak around and hide any of this. Like we're just like, this was so fucked up, and it was proven like all this. And people are like, oh my god, that's awful. Yeah, we don't hide it.
No, because intelligent.
My friends, like people all know.
Oh yeah, because individuals, when you actually sit down with them and share, it doesn't spark that initial thing where you go, "Did you know so and so's a groomer or a pedophile?"
They're not like.
It is a individual that you sit and you have a factual conversation about.
And we show facts. And I have so many friends that I've been like, oh here, and I'll show them the police report, and they'll be like, Candice, you don't have to show me that. Like we know, and I'm like, I know. It just makes me like, I get all paranoid and like think I have, and I'm like, oh, that word does get thrown around.
It's unfortunate
scary.
to be told you're guilty and you have to prove your innocence, which is the opposite of our court system. So all this aside, we move ahead to why we were actually doing this video now together. Why now? And we have just posted a big series of TikToks, and I actually want to thank the two individuals because they have actually really remotivated me on how to help others with online bullying and false accusations and all that good stuff. But let's fast forward to pretty much about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago, we got an email from some friends that they had received, some friends in the lifestyle, that they had received some information about Eric and a YouTube video. And that this was who he was, and that they should be doing business with us, and that these individuals were contacting our business associates, people we work with, hotels, a big lifestyle magazine, an award show that we're attending, the hotel that the award show is handling.
And it even got to the point where at a point at the negative side of this, we had literally clubs and stuff saying, hey, we don't want to do business with you because of these online accusations. We had a hotel that did not
this hotel basically said, it wasn't the hotel. We should be very safe to say it was not the hotel. It was one individual that worked there.
Yes.
Said, I've heard these accusations. These people aren't welcome.
And so we were curious of all of a sudden, like, what's going on? What accusations? And as soon as I heard this from the
we looked at each other and we were like,
I was like, I know what this is.
Oh, fuck.
And so we did a little bit of research and we found out there was a little Reddit thread out there. Not a whole lot of comments.
Well, no, I first called. Then I called.
Oh, that's right.
I called the magazine,
that's
the
true,
owner, which I'm not going to really name names of people. I mean, Michael with ASN Award. I did call him because I said, hey, because he had the one. And he immediately was like, Candice, he did his research and he's like, I know this is bullshit. We're gonna get on this. Like, this is fucked up. And so, we were just kind of thrown through a loophole. Like what, like just this, it was like a hit. It was like a smack in the face. Like we'd been hit with a bus, and it was all of a sudden just like, and then and then it compounded. And then the hotel, and so I'm a wreck. I'm like, feel like I'm all of a sudden having to like prove this innocence. We're pulling police reports. We're sending them.
But not just that, it's you start to read this stuff, and so she gets into Reddit, and there's this little Reddit thread, swingertmz, and we're like, God, who is swingertmz? I literally thought it was the mental health community for whatever reason, but I was really kind of shocked because there was, again, this user was using still all the incorrect information, and their facts that they were using are 3 YouTube videos that are still out there. One is by Lola Behema, which is a YouTube trailer, essentially, of a video she was going to do on me, which was never done.
She never did it because she received so much hate, and it was proven false.
And the video is about 3 years old.
But the trailer is using somebody
else's clips.
Yeah.
There's one with Papa Gut, who is the only YouTube creator out there, I think, that still is remotely larger, who went through a cancel culture and so forth. But
he will be receiving a cease and desist letter.
He did a video on it, which was using Shannon Creepshow Art's video to do his own commentary, and then Straight Talk Fedora. So they literally used as facts these 3 YouTube videos. And if you know anything about the internet, what you see on the internet is not necessarily true, because printed publications such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, or CNN, anything of that sort is governed by laws, where the internet still, and everybody knows this.
There's no fucking laws on the internet.
It's loosey-goosey on the internet. But there are some laws, and we'll go into this, that you can break where you're not protected per se by the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is amazing, but freedom of speech also doesn't protect you from going into, say, a hospital and screaming fire. That is not freedom of speech.
There's a limit.
So there's a limit to your freedom of speech.
Yeah. And there's a difference between, we're considered public figures, so there is a difference between personal opinion about a public figure and stating false information about a public figure.
So we find the swingertmz.
We find the swingertmz account, and then we find the swingertmz TikTok.
And there was also another creator, and so we'll start even just kind of going through this. Front Porch Swingers is Brian and Brenna. They have a podcast out there, so they're in direct competition. They're in direct competition with us, and that is key to state that they benefit from slander to us or us collapsing. There is the potential for a financial gain to them because it's a podcast. We also have a podcast. That is key. It will all play in. Eventually, everyone will see why.
Yeah, but even when I
So
first started lawyers, they're like, "Is this a moral crusader?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "No,
not a moral crusader," and that changes everything.
Yeah, so when you're a direct competitor, that does add a lot more. So we got, so I contacted obviously the clubs and people that I had heard been contacted. I had heard that Front Porch Swingers had contacted some of our friends. They had contacted some clubs. They had contacted
and threatened our friends actually with using factual information. It's funny because there's text messages and conversations and stuff,
which we've seen,
which is amazing because it's Brenna literally states to one of our friends, have you seen those YouTube videos? And our friend responds back, well, YouTube isn't facts. And she goes, well, they are facts. And I believe in factual information.
Because I believe in facts. Those are the facts.
And I want to just state one more time for this. A police report cannot be doctored or altered in any way, shape, or form.
I think that trumps
we would
the YouTube video.
I would be going to jail if I edited this and falsified it by any way, shape, or form.
You can go look it up yourself.
You can look it up yourself.
You can get a copy of this.
If you call the La Palma Police Department, it is report L20-14836. And again, it's blown up here for anybody who wants to know. So we have this. So she had contacted our friends and...
Yeah, so we start contacting and kind of clearing our name. And it was making me feel a little better because they're like, we know this is bullshit. Let's see what we can do. We need to take legal action. And so we were like, we have to take legal action. So the first thing we did was we went and took legal action. And we were going to file a cease and desist letter against Front Porch Swingers for interfering with business. Mm-hmm. Now, I also don't think that people realize... So now not only are they defaming Eric, and that is defamation, accusing somebody of these accusations that are false... They're also now making accusations against Unicorn Landing.
Because they're using the terms, and again, it's all about how you state things. Mm-hmm. The founder of Unicorn Landing is a pedophile and groomer. She is the only founder and owner. One, all accusations are false, but also now you're falsifying actually Candice single-handedly. They're calling her a pedophile and groomer. Not just even me who's been falsely accused, they're falsely accusing her.
Yeah.
So it is key on saying that.
And so we went and met with lawyers, and we decided that we were going to go ahead and file a cease and desist against a specific hotel and against these people for false accusations and interfering with business.
And then possibly going even further.
And then possibly going even further. Well...
Through all of
this, some other people also filed a cease and desist against them and met with the hotel. The hotel got all the factual information. And the general manager and the CEO of this hotel have seen the facts, apologized, and welcomed us with open arms. And we so we weren't even going to go. I was like, I'm not going to Vegas. I'm not dealing with this bullshit. And they were like, no, you have to be here, please. The clubs are having us now be a sponsor. They're like, this is such bullshit. We are on your... So that was making me feel so much better. I was like, okay. People know I'm not crazy. Thank goodness, but this information is still out there. That's beside the point.
And then,
then we showed the lawyer all the swingertmz stuff, and he's like, "That fucking sucks. Like we would literally have to go after TikTok, which come on,
and you have to go after Reddit, which is a little bit easier to like subpoena to try and find out who somebody is, but
you can't.
Thankfully,
somebody." Literally, it changed our life. It was last Thursday evening, and I got a text message from a friend that said, holy fucking shit. Guess who started the swingertmz account and openly admitted it on Reddit? Her name is Kylie Ann. She goes by Sexy Swinger Chick on TikTok and a lot of social media platforms. And then she has a podcast, the Pineapple Express podcast.
And I hope that her husband, Mr. Markley or whatever it is, has a really good job because I'm hoping that they're legally married. We're still going down those paths.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not really out there. She didn't change her last name.
But she ended up admitting from her personal Reddit that this was her, which is great information when you're going through this, and blamed it on her alcohol and so forth.
Yeah, but let's just backtrack a tad with some of the swingertmz and what's on there. Hold on.
Now again,
I'm going to show you this. Oh, go ahead.
Again, you want to remember, as of today, any of the information that was ever shared out there against Eric B. Zink or even with Unicorn Landing, stuff that was tied to dreaded Behemoth, I want to give him a little bit of credit in the sense that him and his lawyers understood what was potentially going to happen and all of those videos have been removed off of his page.
Yeah.
So that's how serious this is. That
This isn't
people
just
are
like,
not
oh,
protecting
bullshit, Eric's just
themselves.
bullshitting. No, people are like, oh, fuck, okay, I'm not getting involved in this, and they're deleting shit, which is in their best interest.
Is what we asked.
So this is part of swinger.tmz. This is just a screenshot. We'll show some screenshots here on YouTube, but I printed some for my TikToks I made. But it does say exposing swing talk creator and unicorn landing owner of being a groomer.
And you're the only owner. You're 100% owner.
Honey, did you know that making false accusations and calling somebody a groomer, did you know that was highly illegal?
That is actually, and it's amazing that a woman would call a woman who's been through sexual assault, who really actually, one thing I have to say through all of this, she still believes in women and empowering women.
I mean,
even as women, a few of them out there,
I've dealt with bullying my whole life. Women are nasty.
Days.
And
this was,
I believe in karma, and anyways. And then with Eric, Swinger, Kylie also said, I don't think you realize the magnitude of what you've also said is you basically are stating that Eric B. Zink, his full name, is a TikTok predator and groomer, and you gave all of his accounts and all of that, and the Impulsive duo you've named us. So did you know that calling somebody these things, that they are those things, is one of the most illegal accusations that you could possibly make?
And also,
I don't know if you're aware.
And one of the screenshots isn't even here.
I only printed these two.
You printed two, but
we'll show them.
We have all of them, but there's one also that you cannot say is a pedo, because pedo, when you look it up, is a definition term. So you cannot say Eric B. Zink is a pedo, because that implies that Eric B. Zink is a pedophile. And those.
You know what my favorite video that you made, Kylie? Is the one where you said that his account said 17 plus instead of 18 plus, and it's not even the same font and doesn't even line, like you literally, that's my favorite video, because it's not even the same font as like the TikTok. I wish I had a picture. I'll show that one. That one's fun. It just made me giggle.
Well, and it was great because...
Like you were just grasping at straws.
And it shows how online bullying works, because if you have credibility, if I was to actually truly come out like I have with the videos on TikTok, I didn't do them from a fake account behind a mask. I did them from my personal Mr. Impulsive account.
If you genuinely believe that you were doing the right thing with this swinger teams out, and you were out there being a swinger vigilante and helping people and saving the lifestyle, and you had any credibility or facts, you would have 100% done this from your own account.
From your own account.
But you didn't. You had a hide behind account, and then
openly admit and try and deflect it. And as a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict who just
recovering addict,
my 6 years, I will say this, that anyone who is truly in sobriety knows that they cannot blame anything on their addiction, and it is us as human beings and our faults that we have to accept, we have to take ownership for. So when it comes to the day that you decide to get sober, NA and AA are phenomenal resources out there, and get a good sponsor. So she posted all this stuff and went this whole route, and it even went to the point that swingertmz@gmail.com decided to email
Club
Pravada.
And some other clubs and things.
And some other clubs. And they used their factual information as 3 YouTube videos. And
here's the resources.
And here's the best part I've learned about bullying, or people where they try to say, well, this isn't bullying or any kind of we're not trying to defame them, we're just trying to present the facts. No,
facts?
You literally killed that when you're like, we're not trying to. Yes, you are.
You literally, the entire letter was defamation, because you're sitting here doing this, and it was all against Unicorn Landing, which is my company.
And it was all false information.
Now, yes, Eric is absolutely involved in Unicorn Landing, absolutely. But Eric also has been proven innocent. So,
correct.
Yes.
So, we finally got that great information. It's been an up and down road.
It's been a roller coaster dealing with lawyers, and so we
finally got lawyers involved.
Yes, we have a lawyer here that is helping us, but he went out. Yeah, it was just kind of a process, and then we have a team in Florida that has been helping us.
This has been now about 2 weeks. Now, one of the things that people don't realize is people were like, well, why aren't you guys saying something right away? You have to remember, I've been through a cancel culture before. I've been through this before, and I had to explain and go through this with Candice, and I would not wish this upon anybody, because I watched her go through, to some extent, what I went through. I'm glad that I could be there for her to explain to her why she's feeling some of the ways she is. Bullies and false accusations like this depend and rely on reaction abuse. And if you don't know what reaction abuse is trying to get people to emotionally respond. It's that whole term of you're poking the bear to get the bear to act crazy and go, see, we told you how crazy they were. See, if you've been through that before, you understand what I'm talking about. So we did not respond to any of this. In fact, we maintained, and it wasn't very easy, but we maintained our same pattern. We did not change a single thing, because that is what the bully and those want you to do, is to actually change up your pattern to
they want you to run and hide, so they can be like, see, they are in this.
Exactly, and they want you to emotionally get involved, that you say mistakes. So it took us a long process, and we got one lawyer team. We have multiple lawyer teams. So we have a lawyer team here in Boise. We have one in Florida that we're working with.
And one in Ohio that specializes in online bullying, slander, defamation cases, and business defamation cases.
And it really, for anybody who's been through this before and wants to file like defamation online cases, you'll find the reason we have that one in Ohio is if there was an individual that lived in Ohio and that you're going to sue for any reasons or have a lawsuit against, it's the best to have that lawyer in that state so that they can represent you in the court and it doesn't go to different courts.
Yeah, and it's not going through the federal courts. It's staying in the state, and it's a much quicker process.
So it's so much easier.
We've
been learning a lot as we go, and I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot of this information, helping others with it.
Sharing a lot more. This is like just the beginning. We just felt like we don't really feel like we owe any of you trolls on the internet anything, but we do it is fair also, fair that we clear our name, and we, because, and for the companies we work with, it's fair. And they've all seen the facts, but I think it's so right that we make this we show our facts.
And so we've been showing a lot of these in probably our TikToks. You see them. These are just some of the cease and desist letters out there. And that is the first step in this process, is the cease and desist.
Yeah. Step number 1.
And so some of us have doubled up, 2 different cease and desists.
Yeah,
on certain ones there's single cease and desist.
Front Porch Swingers, Brenna and Brian from both Unicorn Landing and from Eric B. Zink. And then same thing with Kylie, swingertmz. And I'll read a little bit. Our firm has the pleasure of representing Unicorn Landing. I am writing to address a matter of utmost concern that involves you spreading malicious and false rumors concerning Unicorn Landing. It has come to our attention that you have made public statements alleging that Mr. Zink is involved in inappropriate and illegal activities, specifically the baseless accusation of being a pedophile or a groomer. In addition, Unicorn Landing is not owned and operated by Mr. Zink, and any such notion or comment is false.
And then mine, I've also served her in swingertmz. Is pretty much the same, except it's Eric B. Zink.
Your action, I like this. This is my favorite line. Your actions are in direct violation of applicable defamation laws, and if you continue to engage in this conduct, we will not hesitate to pursue any and all available legal remedies to protect Unicorn Landing's rights and seek appropriate damages.
So we will share and put up even some of our cease and desist letters.
Yeah, they'll be on the screen.
And so this was the first step initially, and we've already seen success from the.
I know we got one. It's been less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours, and I'm going to use this individual here because his videos were up for a while. Dr. Brendan Nurnberg. Went by Dread Behemoth, had made some videos about me, and again, he received a cease and desist that our firm has the pleasure of representing Eric B. Zink. I'm writing this to address a matter of the utmost concern that involves spreading malicious and false rumors involving Mr. Zink. It has come to our attention that you have been making public statements alleging that Mr. Zink is involved in inappropriate illegal activities, specifically in the basic accusation of being a pedophile. Now, I can't share his attorney's response because
it was a legal document to ask to be kept.
But it was also showing us all the proof and everything.
And they sent us all the proof.
All the videos are removed. So it shows that you cannot be a bully and that the law
and you have to stand up for it. And you have to stand up for yourself. And I mean, all I can say to these women is just, like, how fucking dare you decide, like, who are you to decide that you could just, hate people? And I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like us. I don't care if you don't like what I do. But you do not have the right to try to destroy somebody's life. You put us at risk. You put my business at risk. You put my children at risk. And that's when it crossed the line. And are there rumors out there on the internet that other people are involved? Absolutely. I've gotten messages. I have DMs. I've got you know, on Reddit, on everything, that other people are involved in this. Now, I don't have any of those factual information. It's not my place to try to destroy anybody or bring anyone else's name into this. But you best believe when I have that information, I will share that. I am sharing factual information, and if you try to destroy my company, I will let it be known.
And then even with me, I appreciate Brenna and Brian and Kylie, you three, for remotivating me and inspiring me to share about bullying. And I will make it very apparent that anyone that engages with you business-wise understands that supporting these two different individuals, Sexy Swinger Chick and Front Porch Swingers, is essentially enabling and supporting online harassment and bullying.
And if you wanted the facts, you have you know where to find us. Yeah. Why didn't you come ask for the facts? This could have all been prevented. We could have showed you the facts. We could have explained the whole situation to you. And this could have all been
easily avoided
for everybody. But instead, you took it upon yourself to hate. And
here we are. Any questions that you have, feel free to email us at theimpulsiveduo.com or theimpulsiveduo@gmail.com. Because we will communicate any kind of information or any of that through email so that it is all documented. Because again, this is the point that we're at, and we will be sharing a lot more information as it all slowly goes and that we're actually allowed and able to share about it.
Kylie, they can't contact our email. They have to contact our lawyers.
Yeah, so Front Porch Swingers and Kylie have to contact our lawyers only. But anybody else out there, if you want to contact us or have any questions on this, I'm actually very open about this.
Information to share.
I'm very, very open about this. So feel free to contact us. And as we go through this...
And those of you that have had our back, you have no idea how much like it means to us. I mean, to not feel like we're alone through all of this has been unreal. And to have local friends have our back and
nationwide
friends all over social media, people that are in the lifestyle, not in the lifestyle, to have clubs and companies, you know, with great reputations have our back.
And we'll make that known. And any club that does support either of these individuals, I will also be more than happy just to make it known that they do.
And we won't talk bad about anybody.
We won't talk bad.
But we just will protect our business and or I will. I mean,
she'll protect her business and I will protect the integrity of individuals of when it comes to, you know, enabling bullies and harassment. So as we go through this, come and join us.
We'll share more.
We will be sharing more. So thank you guys.